We start with a Fox News election alert. We are now seeing some published reports this morning that both the McCain and Obama teams have been recently called to high-level security briefings at the White House. Those meetings focused on the possible threat of what they call terrorist activity immediately following the election. Good morning, everyone. I'm Eric Shawn.
And good morning to you as well. I'm Jamie Colby. Good to have you with us. These reports say that U.S. intelligence agencies are worried. They're concerned that terrorists or rogue states will try to take advantage of a power vacuum right after Election Day. We'll be reading some of the emails that we get on the air. You're telling me that you read them all? I can't even get you to come to my office. You're on your computer. It's amazing that how many states you have visited already and found evidence of voter fraud.
Yep, just came back from Ohio and we're going out again.
All right, well, we are just 9 short months ago now. Iraq was the #1 issue in the election, remember? Here in America's election headquarters, and the economy is still a huge story. In fact, this weekend, President Bush meeting with key European leaders at Camp David. The topic, of course, is the global financial crisis.
Well, it's time now for Sunday House Call, and with us every Sunday at this time is House Call host Dr. Isidore.
You know what?
A lot of honors.
Your book, Symptoms, is in paperback, and even though cures change, symptoms never change. You should pick up the book. But let's kick things off today, Doc. Was that good? There's an ear and neck rash that has many doctors worried right now. We're certainly worried reading about it. What is it and what can we do about it? Meanwhile, doctor, we wanted to ask you, because a lot of parents worry about this. You have a new baby and you've heard of SIDS, sudden infant death syndrome. What causes it? Is there something new that we can do to prevent it?
Yeah, sudden infant death, very important and very practical tip.
You have such great information. I don't know where else you get all of this. And one thing that the doctor does every Sunday is bust a myth. So you have a myth to bust. That's my...
No, you like Lucky Charms.
Yeah.
That solves everything.
That before. Well, speaking of remedies, have you heard about, there's a new Chinese herb. It could give Viagra, that's right, Viagra, a run for its money. We'll tell you about this coming up, and you won't want to miss it.
There are some new economic numbers in this morning, and boy, they are presenting some good news. You probably want to hear that for a change. The average price of gas dropping below $3 a gallon for the first time in what seems like...
You know how they have big drugs for one thing, but maybe they actually turn out to help something else? Well, that's happening with a popular arthritis drug. It could be helping men with their prostate problems. What about that, Doc?
I got to tell you, short.
and all
people should actually, 9 o'clock tonight, 20 milligrams?
No, 100 milligrams.
100 milligrams, 9 o'clock tonight, and email Dr. Rosenfeld.
Yeah.
How do you know that
Wives are applauding you right now, because if the husbands only get up like once during the night, we can get some sleep. Thanks,
it's worth a try. Very interesting finding.
Well, here's another one you'd be interested in, I bet, Eric. Italian researchers discovered a Chinese herb. Don't kill me for this, Eric. Known as bishop's hat and fairy wings.
That's the name of it?
What?
Bishop's hat and fairy wings?
Yeah, but don't go by the name. It's an alternative, potentially, for the little blue pill, and you know what I'm talking about, Doc.
I have to mention to you, you get
men interested in buying this product.
I want to tell you,
goat. And you go, but if you want to get this stuff, you go down to where you get the herbal stuff, and you ask for
horny goat weed.
Horny goat weed.
Never mind bishop's hat.
Not bishop hat or for horny goat weed. Allegedly has the same effects as Viagra, but you don't necessarily.
I don't recommend it.
So you won't be taking it with your Celebrex at 9 o'clock.
It's an interesting thing.
Okay, all right, good to know. It's interesting. Meanwhile,
you know, Xenocol, it's one of the hottest weight loss drugs on the market. We all heard about it. But how long should you take Xenocol? Dr. Rosenfeld, you know, he's going to know all about that.
Plus, there are new developments on the investigation into a group of college students who did something so interesting. They moved to Ohio, a battleground state, and they camped out in a rental home. And then they cast illegal ballots just to prove you can violate Welcome back. Xenocol's a weight loss drug. You probably heard of it. We have a question from a viewer that's wondering how safe it is to take. And the question, doctor, now that it's available, half strength, I think, in the drugstores, Ally, you could buy it. How safe is it to take for a period of time?
Hey, the doc gives us a healthy Monday tip to start off the week, right? What's our tip for today?
You know that,
Thanks.
So last night I was telling you, Doctor, and you've been there before, I went to the National Italian-American Foundation dinner in Washington, D.C., 3,000 Italians celebrating their Italian-American heritage, Nancy Pelosi, Rudy Giuliani, and a friend of yours. Take a look.
Oh, my goodness.
I got a kiss from Gina. That's for you, Doc.
Oh, that's
I
nice.
hope your wife isn't upset with me.
No.
Look at Gina there. I guess that may be when you, quote, took care of her?
Yeah. She's my patient for.
She's very healthy. She's wonderful. She gave a beautiful speech about how proud she is to have received this award. It was quite an evening. You were missed, so I brought that little gift for you. Thanks, Doc.
That's great. Thank you,
I love Italy, and
Folks, he's blushing. Meanwhile, the Supreme Court handed down a ruling in an Ohio dispute over voter fraud. What did the High Court rule? I have something for you on that because Justice Alito was there last night, and I talked to him about that. But could this ruling mean a number of the bogus voter registrations you've been hearing about will go fully unchecked? More on that.
And we have a whole new hour of America's election headquarters for you right now. Hello, everyone. I'm Eric Shawn.
And good morning. I'm Jamie Colby. We're going to talk a lot more about these investigations into voter fraud that are happening around the country. We'll read some of the thousands of emails. We have gotten more than 7,000 that you have sent us on the subject.
And we're also, in a moment, going to...
The McCain campaign is fired up over a New York Times article about Cindy McCain. They say the article portrays the campaign. All right, and John McCain, we were just watching that video, has appeared before the group, but Acorn's Political Action Committee, what have they done, Eric?
Well, they have endorsed us here at Fox News for this program.
At least from New York.
At least from New York.
But the news continues for sure. I'm Jamie Colby. Good to have you with us. Weekend Live with Brett Bayer starts for you right now. Have a great day.